Hiya, I'm Jasper, and welcome to your video review for Liar Liar. It's a movie starring Jim Carrey and other people making appearances. No, I'm just kidding. It's a movie starring Jim Carrey and Mara Tierney, who you might know from ER or this movie, as well as Carrie Ells plays a minor part, the As You Wish guy. So he plays a part in that as well. So, as always, I'm going to the good, the bad, and the furry. To start with the furry, I will say that there are claws in this. Perhaps even just one. Claw! The claw! Ah! You know, if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. If not, then the claw. Oh, it's gonna get you. Oh, it's gonna get Okay, moving on to the good and the bad. The bad is that this movie is over. It's done. No. Okay, so another thing that I'm going to say could be considered bad is that, okay, so in Dumb and Dumber, if you remember, or if you ever saw, when his character, runs through security and then tries to catch the plane that has already left and he, tumbles out, this movie was made, I don't know exactly when, but in that same sort of time frame when, somebody could rush out and rush through security and plop onto the ground and it would be funny, or, steal, a set of staircases and run down, drive next to a 747 as a gesture, and it would be like, oh, that's such a nice gesture, and maybe they'll go to jail for a little bit, as opposed to oh, well, if they don't fucking shoot you before all this is over, you gonna go to jail forever because of today's current environment. So this was made before today's current environment when airports were more fun. So, anywho, and cell phones were less of a thing in this time frame. So, this movie is Jim Carrey. He stars as a lawyer who is very Jim Carrey-like. So this was made during, I would say, peak Jim Carrey. There was several movies in the mid 90s, early 2000s when Jim Carrey was peak Jim Carrey, and this is peak Jim Carrey. And I really hope that you like Jim Carrey because he is very Jim Carrey in this movie, and it's so good. It's so good. There are so many quotable, memorable things that happen in this that I just remember so many lines from this movie. And I think I think all of you will too. We could be like, oh, that's where that meme came from, and oh, that's where that's from. I think that there's a lot of inspiration that comes from this movie even today. And it is such a fun time. So he plays a lawyer, trying to get ahead, and he's unscrupulous, so willing to lie if necessary. And then also, he's failing his son because he can't have, one of these type of movies without the father failing and realizing that family is what it's all about, type of thing. But that's cool. I like it. It's a nice message. So he's lying and whatnot, and so his son wishes that for just one day he can't tell a lie. And I forgot that it was for just one day. I remember many of the instances, but I forgot that it was literally just one day, and just how much could go wrong in your life. Yeah, well, in his life anyway. If he could not lie at all, especially given the case that he sort of needed to lie or know that people were lying for. And it was just so many memorable instances. If you haven't seen the movie, I don't want to ruin them for you because either you'll see them for the first time and laugh out loud, or you'll see them the first time, laugh out loud, and be like, oh, that's where that came from. So I don't want to ruin any of it for you, but suffice it to say, it is a feel-good movie. It's a funny movie. Jim Carrey is absolutely hilarious in it. The supporting characters, even especially Mara Tierney, she really kicks butt as the ex-wife. She really holds her own against Jim Carrey, which I feel can sometimes be a challenge, and she does a very good job. And the kid that they have play, nothing to complain about. He's functional. He's definitely not Anakin Skywalker garbage, but maybe not Haley Joel Osment good. He's fine. Nothing good, bad, whatever. Moving on. So this movie has the exact right amount of runtime. It's feel good. It's fun. There's not necessarily action in this, but the comedy scenes, the scenes where I figure that Jim Carrey probably was given some free reign to do some ad-libbing, maybe a few takes, and they chose the best one. I feel like those scenes, they still mesh quite well with the plot. They're not weird outlier cutaway things, and they also they didn't go on too long. Some of the times with movies like this, you know, the funny back and forth quippy, or, you know, funny blah 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 can go on, and you're just like, okay, yeah, it's funny, but like let's get a little out of hand. Let's go back to the plot. And they did not do that in this one. They had, I think, just the right amount of time. And I also stick around for the credits because, especially if you watch it on a streaming service, they may just immediately go to like, oh, hey, 5 seconds in, let's go to the next movie. But especially the initial opening credit scroll or whatever, they have outtakes. And some of those outtakes are, I think, the funniest parts of the whole movie. It kind of reminds me of back in the day with Jackie Chan movies, how they had like the outtakes of him doing martial arts and like, you know, almost fucking dying or breaking something. And you're just like, oh, and he nailed it in whatever take they put in the movie. But dang, oh. So in this one, it was fun to see some of the ad-libbing or the, you know, funny bloopers. So definitely stick around for that. But overall, super love this movie. Definitely thumbs up. I think that most people will enjoy this movie. And yeah, it's such a fun time. I can't say any more about it. But thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye.